So I bought a new camera recently. I mainly use it for work, for real estate photography, but it also takes great video. So I figured I'd use it to make a video that I made a week ago, but the lighting was terrible. So I was going to redo it today. Essentially what I'm going to be talking about this is properly scrubbing your EVPs to make sure that you're as positive as possible that you're releasing EVPs and not somebody in your group's voice capturing your audio recorder, because that happens more than you would think. Essentially what happened that made me want to release this video was we were doing an investigation about a month ago in August. Randolph County Infirmary in Winchester, Indiana. And it was me and another investigator. We've got two Mikes and two Brandons in our group, and it was me and the other Mike. We were up on the second floor in the rec room, and nothing, substantial happened while we were up there. But, I listened to my audio afterwards. I heard nothing. I was multitasking, which is not a good habit to get into. But I've always kind of said I'm very good at kind of tuning into EVPs quickly when my recorder captures them. On the other hand, Mike, who was up there with his EVP recorder as well, we had three of them. We had two EVP recorders and a camera that I bought from Ghost Stop years ago, a Zoom Q4 I want to say, that does infrared and ultraviolet lighting as well. Anyways, Mike claims he captures a Class A EVP, and I'm at the same time happy, but I'm also bummed because that would mean I missed a Class A EVP, which is, in my opinion, a cardinal sin of evidence review. So I listened to Mike's EVP, and I'm blown away. I think it's a great sounding piece of audio. It's crystal clear. It's crisp. It's it's just a no doubter what it's saying. So obviously, since we had three recorders going, I cross-referenced. Before I get into that, let's go ahead and listen to Mike's audio recorder here. This is from Randolph County Infirmary back in August 2018. Second floor rec center, I want to say. And here it is.
You said what?
The stars. Well, yeah, I don't know. So you hear that, and it's got your classic kind of EVP sound to it, almost like a raspy, a Marlboro man, like smoking way too many cigarettes for way too many years type sound to the voice. Sounded like a great EVP to me. But obviously, if we've got other recorders going, which everybody should, I think every person doing or group doing an EVP session should have two recorders minimum. We had three this time. So I listened to mine, and unfortunately, once I listened to mine, I was like, well, that kind of explains why I didn't capture this during my review, because it sounds a lot like me. It doesn't sound identical, but it sounds a lot to shed some serious doubt on it being an EVP. Mike's recorder was with him where he was in the room, and mine was with me. So mine was closer to my voice than his was, which is why mine captured my voice a little clearer than his, as far as staying true to the tone of my voice. So let's go ahead and listen to my audio recorder from that night, and I think you'll hear a marked difference. The stars? Well, yeah, I don't know. So that's mine. You hear it, and it's pretty self-explanatory. There's a very large chance it's me. We also had video going that night, of course. Like I said, we always run video almost every session unless something happens. So I cross-referenced my video, and once I listened and watched my video, it was no doubt it was me, and I was bummed. But at the same time, you got to do what you got to do to make sure you're putting out stuff that is without a shred of doubt, I guess, that it's something that you can't explain. So this is my.
We can.
Dude, there's all sorts of stars out. Not really, but they're bright. I might be able to get some cool pics.
You said what?
The stars. Well, yeah, I don't know. And as you can see, pretty self-explanatory. That's me, no doubt about it. So, the lesson that people should take from this is, and we've always cross-referenced our stuff, but it's been a while since we've debunked something due to this method. Normally when we capture an EVP, we capture it on both recorders. Sometimes you can only capture it on one when they're right next to each other, which is mind-boggling to me. We've had that happen. So, you know, that's the biggest takeaway is I think in order to do an investigation properly, you should have more than one recorder going with you. Every once in a while, you're just going to have one, and you're going to have to use your own discretion as to what you captured. A way to get around that, though, which is, I guess, probably not within everybody's budget, depending on how much they want to spend on it, have video cameras, more than one with you, and have one just focused on each person's face. You know, one for each person. It can be a real crappy video recorder. The only thing it has to be able to record is the fact that are somebody's lips moving or not. That way, let's say you capture an EVP and you notice somebody's lips are moving in synchronicity, whatever the word is. There's tongue twister there. You know, if the lips are moving while the EVP is going, it's probably an EVP, unless it's totally clear that the lip, you know, somebody's saying something else. But on the other hand, if you capture audio and nobody's lips are moving or mouths are moving, you've got something really interesting going on there that you might want to be proud of being at the right place at the right time, which is 90-something% of EVPs. You know, another thing you can do is you can have your audio recorder having live playback through your headphone jack. Listen with your headphones while you're doing it. Any good recorder should be able to do that, and you should never have to spend more than, I'd say, $80 on a recorder. If you spend more than $80 on a recorder, you're probably getting ripped off. Unless if it's some really high-end, you know, audio equipment. But I mean, and $80 or so is max all you should have to spend. Just make sure it records as high as possible sound quality. Mine is normally set to 320 kilobits per second, if I pronounce that right. And make sure, obviously, you can transfer audio from it. That's really all you need. But we've had situations, you know, in the past where we've captured live EVPs with our headphones on where nobody was talking. One of them I'm about to play for you here, one of our best EVPs, in my opinion, due to that reason, was in 2015. I want to say early 2015, maybe March. Not totally sure, but it was 2015. We were at a house in St. Louis County. It's zoned for also commercial. And the owners do not live there. They just use it solely as a business. It's not their primary residence. But we were doing an investigation, Brandon and I, overnight, of course. It was about 2 or 3 in the morning. We're in the basement of this place. It's about 150 years old. I want to say it was built in 1865. So it was 150 years old when we did this investigation. We're in the basement, 2 or 3 a.m. It's kind of like one of those old limestone basements. It was a cinder block. It was just like limestone. And, you know, Brandon captured just a fantastic Class A EVP live on his recorder that night while we were there. And let's go ahead and take a quick look at that one.
Whoa. You see that quick reflex he got there? I too am not too bad. Kind of impressed with myself. I'm very impressed with myself. Did you say something? I'm impressed with myself. I'm very impressed with myself. Did you say something? I'm impressed with myself. I'm very impressed with myself. Did you say something? Mark that at 6:15-ish. Did you say like awesome or something? Do you want to play? If you want to play, say something else.
So what's interesting about that is it's 2 or 3 in the morning. Sounds like a little kid or a woman. If it's a little kid, it could be a boy or girl, just because little, you know, younger kids, guys have high-pitched voices. I know I did when I was real little. Most do. You know, to me, that was a no-doubter. And what's so fascinating about it is that it wasn't one of us. You can hear Brandon being a good investigator, you know, right after that happened, saying, "Was that you?" And he cut this out of this clip for the documentary purposes where I said, no, you know, it wasn't me. But, you know, it basically said to us that there was something else, some other energy or intelligence or whatever it is that makes EVPs, there was something else in there at that exact space and time, which is fascinating to me. Something was there with us. I don't know what it was, but something made this voice. And I didn't know until researching afterwards that awesome had been around as long as it had. I just figured it was a word that started in maybe the 60s or 70s, but it's been around for a while. So really the cliff notes of this video are, number one, try to have multiple recorders go in when you're doing an EVP session. It's great, the more recorders you have, not really, not to that extent, but you need at least two, I'd say, to properly scrub your EVPs. Video is great, it's your best friend as far as proving or disproving EVPs. If you can, have the recorders on your faces. That way you'll be able to sync up the timing of the EVP with potential people talking and mouths moving. That's really it. I hope this helped you become a better investigator. As much as everybody loves capturing EVPs, I hate debunking them, but it's a very necessary evil. You just got to do it. And I guess some other housekeeping or information. Gateway Paranormal Team, the group I'm in, we have 2 documentaries coming out within the next few months. The first one that's coming out was from the old Blackford County Jail in Hartford City, Indiana. We investigated there in July. Really cool little place. Brandon said the documentary is a really well done one, so I'll take his word on that. And then after that one, we've got one coming out for Randolph County Infirmary in Winchester, Indiana, that we did in August. Upcoming investigations in September, later this month, 2018, we're doing Malvern Manor. This is our 3rd time there in like 2 years. We like it a lot there. The prices are great and the place has had great activity. We've captured fantastic audio the last 2 times there, so we're hoping to go 3 for 3. October, it'll just be Brandon Kay and I at the Garnet House in Kansas. The other 2 investigators have other obligations, so and then I think November we're doing Mineral Springs. It'd be nice to be back there after maybe it hasn't been a year. It's only been I think I was there in April. So anyways, that's the video. If you like this, great. Click like. If you want to comment, I always comment back, even if you say whatever you want. That's really it. If you are an investigator, I hope you have some good ones. If you're not, step outside of your daily 9 to 5 reality and go do one and have some fun and experience something else.